Hi, I'm Nathan Graham of Mathew Chartered Professional Accountants. For over 50 years, we've been a strong partner with community organizations in both advising and helping them build a caring and prosperous community. It is our pleasure today that we support the Chamber in recognizing true community champions. 2020 has not been an easy year for anybody. Thankfully, many rose to the occasion, and we are proud to recognize some of those individuals and organizations in our community who have gone above and beyond to keep us safe, care for us, and strengthen us all. At Graham Mathew, we are not only proud of our community champions, but thankful our community has them among us. Thank you for helping us. Thank them.
When COVID-19 struck in March, there were huge concerns about a global shortage of PPE, and a sewing challenge was issued by Cambridge Memorial Hospital to create fabric masks to help fill the gap. That's when Carol Thorman, a longtime Cambridge resident and business owner, stepped up and founded the Cambridge Mask Makers. What began as a call for excess elastic on Facebook led Carol and her daughter Kelly to mobilize volunteer sewers from across the community, and in the first 2 weeks had enlisted 500 of them to help the cause. From April to October, this army of sewers, volunteer drivers, mask kit assemblers, and cutters had made sure CMH had received nearly 37,000 pieces of PPE. Through their continued efforts, which includes valuable assistance from many local businesses to create the pre-cut materials in each sewing kit, CMH has been providing 1,800 masks weekly to patients, family members, and visitors for more than 7 months. When the region's mask bylaw came into effect in July, CMH was able to offer masks to anyone who needed them. And in preparation for the second wave of the virus, Carol ordered more than 3.5 kilometers of material to produce 42,000 more masks and 500 scrub caps for CMH. The mask makers continue to pivot and adapt to meet the changing needs of this virus, and have been creating warm scrub caps for the medical staff who are working outdoors at the COVID-19 Assessment Center on Holiday Inn Drive. For all their efforts, it's not surprising the mask makers are true community champions.
Hi, I'm Carol Thorman from the Cambridge Mask Makers Group. We are 1,000 members strong. We're very pleased to be honored for this recognition. This was a community-led program, and it was for the benefit of everybody in the community that everyone worked so hard.
What began as a one-time measure to help the Cambridge Self-Help Food Bank fill a need last December in Ayr has turned into an important community resource for those in need, especially once COVID-19 hit in this close-knit village west of Cambridge. Kicked off by Amanda Knapziger with support from her friend Annie Palvetzian, It Takes a Village Ayr operates from a well-stocked garage turned food bank thanks to 7 moms who ensure approximately 20 households a month have a box of fresh, non-perishable and perishable foods, various household and hygiene supplies delivered directly to their door. Their well-coordinated efforts, which includes personalizing each food box to ensure all dietary needs are met, have assisted numerous families, most who reside in multi-generational households. There are many reasons, especially those who have suffered job losses and other financial stresses because of COVID-19, of why people need assistance. And It Takes a Village Ayr has been there to help without judgment. Its no questions asked approach and the amazing community support the program receives from residents and local grocery stores has transformed these dedicated volunteers into true community champions.
We are 2 of the 7 volunteers that run It Takes a Village Ayr. We're a monthly food hamper program to help anyone who needs food.
So we don't consider ourselves champions, we just consider ourselves volunteers trying to feed our families in our local community in Ayr. This month we're supporting close to 20 families with perishable and non-perishable food items.
And a big thank you to all of our community for all of the donations, for our grocery stores, Foodland, and Nick's No Frills. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Day-to-day life changed for all of us back in March when COVID-19 arrived. Both personally and professionally, dealing with a pandemic was something the majority of us had never faced. Taking that into consideration, 2 local business leaders joined forces to share an important message with folks on how to deal with this pandemic, and at the same time helped out several worthy causes. Mitographics' Kristen Danson and Cambridge Center Honda's Nicole Pereira launched the Eat, Sleep, Quarantine, Repeat t-shirt campaign in mid-April, and over the course of several weeks, raised more than $15,000 through the sale of these funky t-shirts emblazoned with this phrase to benefit some very worthy causes, including the Cambridge Self-Help Food Bank, Trinity Community Table, and Women's Crisis Services Waterloo Region. Their efforts were promoted all over social media and even prompted one local store, Once Upon a Child, to sell them through its online store. The campaign reached far and wide. In fact, t-shirts were even sold in Alberta and the East Coast. It's not hard to see why this charitable and community-oriented initiative makes these two dedicated business leaders community champions.
Kristen and I and our teams were so excited to be able to support the Cambridge Self-Help Food Bank, Trinity Community Table, and the Waterloo Region Women's Crisis Centers as well.
The arrival of COVID-19 hit the business community very hard, especially restaurants. And like so many local restaurant owners, Joel Cook, owner of the Old Marina restaurant on the shores of Puslinch Lake, had to change the way he did business in order to weather the sudden storm. But even in the midst of adapting to these changes, Joel also wanted to reach out to the community, especially those more vulnerable people who, at the start of the pandemic, were wary about visiting local grocery stores. So, besides offering great meals at his restaurant, Joel and his staff also began offering food boxes containing meats, produce, even flour and yeast, becoming essentially a lakeside grocery store for the community. This was only the beginning. For Halloween, he purchased enough candy, including coupons, and together with his team packed up 600 treat bags for local children. Dressed in professional costumes donated by a friend, he and his team hosted a drive-through event to distribute the goodie bags, much to the joy of many families that pre-registered. Duplicating that success, the Old Marina team created 1,000 Christmas bags to hand out on December 12th and 13th to those who pre-register online. At the same time, they have asked participants at this event to drop off a donation for the Cambridge Self-Help Food Bank. As well, in partnership with his brother's firm, FCF Carpentry Inc., Joel has sponsored a Fill a Van toy drive to help those in need, plus created a 12 Days of Christmas campaign on the restaurant's Facebook page where gift cards are available from local businesses. For all these amazing efforts, it's no wonder Joel Cook and the staff at the Old Marina restaurant truly are community champions.
There's a lot of help that goes on behind the scenes of all the events that we're doing. During the pandemic, we've had food trucks where people could purchase their groceries and various other things, as well as produce boxes. We're basically becoming a grocery store during the pandemic to help provide easy ways for customers to get their groceries safely as well.